Hey, you there! Thank you for watching, and welcome to Four Times Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing new access map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the Northwest and ending with Team 2 in the Southeast. Starting off with Team 1's, let's say Southern player, we have in Light Oak Tan. It is Katbacha. Kant for short, I think I was going to say his name. He is an Aeon. He is a 1000 rated. Again, apologies for butchering his name to his north. We have Sarge AFK Dad. He's playing as an Aeon as well as an 1800 high speed player on Team 1 and in the game overall in Snow White. To his east, we have in Pac-Man Yellow. It is Zerbit. He is a Seraphim. He is an 1100. To his north, we have in Royal Blue. It is Chap playing as an Aeon. Lots of Aeons for Team 1. He is a 1600. To his northeast, we have in Chevy Crimson. It is Bone Doctor. He is a Seraphim as a 1400. And rounding out Team 1's northwestern corner, we have Makola. He is a Cybran. Changing the mold up for Team 1. He is a 1400 in Imperial Gray. So for Team 1's side of the map, they have 3 Aeons, 2 Seraphim, 1 Cybran. No UEF tech for Team 1. Starting up with Team 2's Western player, we have in orange color orange. It is the Gaming Pie. He is a UEF. He is a 1000 rated. To his northeast, we have in Ruby Red. It is Dominic DeCoco. He is a UEF as well. He is a 1000 rated as well. To his south, we have in Sage Blue. It is Caliber playing as a Cybran. He is an 1800. He's actually tied with Sarge AFK for the highest rated player overall, and he's the highest rated player on his team. To his northeast, we have in Glow in the Dark Green. It is Silent Bug playing as a Cybran as well as a 1700. To his northeast in Emerald Green, it is Poopy Brain. He is a UEF. Sorry, not UEF. He's a Cybran. He is a 1400. And running out Team 2's southeastern corner of the map, it is the Aeon player of a Helpful Drawing. So hopefully he will be helpful and draw something on the map. He is a 1400 in Rust. So for Team 2's side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 3 Cybrans, and 1 Aeon. No Seraphim tech for Team 2. No UEF tech for Team 1. But I do expect both teams to have TAC missiles on board, at least in some degree. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 23,000 mass and reclaim. We'll just up it to 24, so we'll just say it's slightly below 2k mass, probably about 18.5, maybe 1900 per player. Definitely worth writing home about. None of it in the water. All of it is on the land, and a huge chunk of it is in the northeastern corner, which for the amount of available land for players to move around with, there's not really a whole lot to move around instead of big open areas like the Southwest is. But there is a decent amount of mexes to grab up there as well. We have 2 quad mex positions for each team to grab, as well as a twin mex in the middle there, as well as a couple more dotted in that northeastern corner. I probably expect to see some hover tech being used to traverse the middle section of the water there. Maybe we'll see some naval tech. Maybe, but it is going to be limited to like a narrow neck of environment there. Southwest, we see another quad mix position on the front line, as well as a trimix position as well. So players do have some expansionary mixes to grab. There's not a terrible amount of them, though. It's kind of really limited. It is a desert map, so definitely indicates the more lesser amount of resources to grab. But let's take a look at where players are headed off to in this game. We have transports inbound from Makula moving into the northeast corner, grabbing his quad mix position. We also see the comm of Bone Doctor moving in to grab his. We have units inbound from the eastern player of Poopy Brain on the eastern side. Looks like his comm is going in that direction. And it does look like Silent Bug will be deploying some naval tech into the water. So I don't know if he'll be moving north to assist Poopy Brain or not, but we will see if he does so. We do see in the west, we have 3 players on Team 2 moving westward to the middle of the map, as well as 4 players from Team 1 heading in the southeast to the middle of the map. That leaves Team 2's regardless sub player of Helpful Drawing staying in his main base. We'll see how fast he scales to T3. But at the minimum, Team 1 is at a slight advantage. If everybody does engage in the middle of the map. We do see Chap is moving in, so it does look like everybody that I said is going to, but you never know. Somebody may hang back and kind of just have a fun time there. So maybe advantage for Team 2 in the northeast, given there are 2 players roughly in that direction, one for sure and one of them maybe, but everything else will be favoring Team 1. And I will point out that Makula is staying in the rear guarder slot as well, so it's just essentially 4v3 on the front line in the middle for Team 1 and maybe 2v1 in the northeast maybe. We have first upgrade of the map goes to Zerbit, going for a gun upgrade. We do see a nice little forward upper base starting to form here for Team 1's Chap, trying to isolate the southeastern corner. There's not a lot of mexes to grab, like I said, but hey, a couple of early mexes is better than nothing. And we do see gun countering here for Team 2's Ruby Red player of Dominic DeCoco on the middle there. Lots of Team 1 units starting to flood the middle of the map inbound for the Gaming Pie, so really trying to spam up a mobile front line there. And Navy is now done for Silent Buck. He's going for Frigate first to do a little bit of raiding along the shoreline. And then I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for some subs just to ensure that he has naval supremacy there. Gun started in the west for Cot, and we'll see if he goes for speed after that. And we do see gun started for Caliber. So 2 guns and a central package for Team 1, 2 guns for Team 2. I would assume range after that for Sergeant or Sarge AFK Dad, but you can never assume. Chap is going all on his own. No upgrades, no units, no nothing, just all by his lonesome. We do see gun started for the Gaming Pie, so 3 gun upgrades for Team 2. And it doesn't look like Silent Bug is going to be leaving his naval factory, so it is going to just be, I think, a 1v1 in the northeast. We do see a couple of units moving in to slowly push in. There is a forward opera base online here for Poopy Brain, trying to make sure that his opponents don't take the quad mix position there. Team 1's regular set player probably will scale a little bit faster than Team 2's. Team 2's is at T2 Air. It's just that quad mix is giving him a little bit more mass. T2 Air is not done yet, which I'm kind of surprised by that. So looks like Chap is going for air, which definitely not the player who you would think would be going for air, but okay, maybe there's 2 air players for Team 1, who knows. Sensor package started here for Chap. We have Team 1 Zerbit running interference, and the first combi come action will probably occur between him and DeCoco. It's just going to be, yep, there it is. Combi come action occurs between Zerbit 7 of Team 1 and Dominic DeCoco of Team 2. Gun speed almost done for Cot, and range is started here for Sarge. And it does look like the Gaming Pie just sitting barely out of range, kind of just going to say hi, waiting for his opponent to go for his gun. And Dominic is currently winning the engagement. Zerbit gets some nice veterancy. He's up to half a first star, and Dominic's below a third. Zerbit might fall into the water just to hang out to get a little bit of hit points back. And we do see the comm of Team 1's Cot going to be pushing in against Gaming Pie. We do see that Caliber is moving into assist as well, so it's going to be a 2v1 engagement here, and that will favor Team 2, and it will allow them to push in, maybe reclaim the southwestern corner, or just kind of lock it off and just say, no, you can't leave. You made your bed, now lie in it kind of thing. Gun started on board Silent Bugs combo. We have raids going on in the east between Poopy Brain's forces and Bone Doctors, and then, of course, from Makola's for Team 1. We do see stealth started for Silent Bug. Maybe Nano next, just to make sure he survives in the water if he goes for a torpedo upgrade. Don't know if he will, but he has put some forces kind of dotted around the map just to isolate any sort of courageous engineers going for T1 Naval Tech. We do see some bombers overhead from Pooper Brain going after some T2 mexes, slowly eating away at Team 1's Eco, which is heavily in the lead, especially at almost 10 minutes on the clock. We have 330 versus 250, so 80 mass in favor of Team 1, over 10 mass per second for each player. That is a lot of mass to be ahead, so definitely to be a conscientious effort from Team 2 to get their Eco up and running sooner rather than later. Advanced range started for Cot in the west. T2 started for Zerbit to get some hit points back and also get some PD online. We do see Pooper Brain is losing some territory in the northeast. He's staying alive for now, getting some veterancy though. No gun upgrade on board as of yet, but I wouldn't be surprised with all the action he is engaging with that he will not go for gun for long. I think I said that right. Couple of Yenzing moving in from Team 1's Bone Doctor, assisting his forces and pushing in against Poopy Brain. But we do see the comm of Salmon Bug is going to pop out of the water, have some fun with those units. Yenzing is almost dead, about to drop to 0 hit points. And there's the comm firing off a couple of salvos onto those Thams and Zooies. We do see Team 1's Zerbit now getting some PD and moving his forces in front of it to secure the PD emplacement. And we do see it's caught with the advanced range versus Gaming Pie with just the regular range, of course. And we do see Sarge pushing into the T1 mexes for Caliber in the middle with some missile launcher assistance. T2 gunships hovering around Chap's comm. Again, he's providing some intelligence for his team, and also the comm of Sarge's as well. So 2 players with Central Package online allow them to get a lot of vision in the middle of the map. And that is not the button I wanted to push, but that is the button that I did push. We do see it's getting pretty close. I don't know if Kot is going to go for the comm of Gaming. He's at 1-star vacancy versus none. Almost 1 for him. Has some Obsidians online. We do see, Obsidians. And Kot is going to be probably falling back. Gaming Pie moving into assist. I'm kind of surprised that Caliber's not in range. His comm turns, but doesn't fire. I guess he just barely comes into range of that commander. T2 Destroyer is online, going for cruisers now. Probably would have been better to get either Seraphim, which he doesn't have, or UEF tech to get the cruiser missile tech online. But he does have the destroyers that can pop onto land, so there is that. We do see a lot of hover inbound across the water to engage, most likely to Coco's position here and try to push him back. We're going for some, or seeing him go for some T2 PD there. Still shots between Gaming Pie and the Kot dropping into the yellow. Same thing for Gaming. We do see that Sarge is nearby. Lots of forces actually inbound from Zerby to isolate these 2 players from Team 2. We even see some forces inbound from Chap from the southwest, moving and using that water to their advantage and getting around their opponent's base here. Gaming is going to be forced to retreat along with Caliber to intercept everything that is inbound. Team 2 has a lot of holes they need to plug because it's going to hurt here shortly. There are some units moving in to deal with these ones, and I think the ones on the water might essentially be dealt with for the most part. Bombers inbound from a couple of players on Team 2 to slowly eat away at those units. And now we have the players from Team 1, at least the ones directly engaging conflict, pushing in to go after Caliber. And Gaming again is in the yellow at 2-star veterancy now, so not terribly well off, but have enough to probably get into the water and slowly heal back up. Stealth starting on board. Poopy's going to go for probably Nano next. And combat in the northeast has kind of died down for a while. We have naval combat soon to be online here between Team 1's Chap and Team 2's Silent Bug. Hovertech giving Team 1 a lot of leeway, a lot of buffer zone to push back and allow them to get their destroyers online. Not really a lot of them online for Team 2 as yet. We do see a couple of dead mexes, but nothing too crazy. Team 2 still below on the eco situation. Team 1 almost 125 mass in favor per second. That's over 20 mass per player, which is, essentially 2 T2 mexes, singly fully ranged. So, not too bad. But Bomber inbound from Team 2's helpful drawing, and I point out a mex and it dies. Apologies to Surfy. I was like, hey, just like that one, and then that one's dead now. I'm like, oh, whoops. We do see the Bomber has taken some hits, and he has not dropped a payload as of yet. Team 1 does have T2 air tech going. Not for T3 yet. T3 air is done. ASF's being produced as we speak. T2 mex will be wiped out for a Chap. That's 20 mass, essentially gone per second. And another mex, and actually a Pigeon will be wiped out. Nice grab there. Wipes out the E-storage there for Bone Doctor as well. That's got to hurt, and Bomber will drop a payload almost on top of the comm, but he goes after the T3 Pigeon. Does grab the 2 T2s, though, so that'll wipe out some power. How is Makula doing? He's not bad. Not great, though. Not bad. Ooh, yeah, got to watch that consumption there, because that's going to hurt. And will he recover in time? It does look like he will, so almost runs out of power, but barely does not. Gun advanced range started for Chap. Lots of Team 1 facilities starting to be popped up here. Try to keep pushing back Team 2. We still have the isolated pocket of Dominic DeCoco over here by the water, but there are naval units, or there will probably be naval units inbound here shortly from Team 1. So he needs to get some T2 artillery, which it does look like he's getting some online now, so that would definitely help out. And the destroyers are going to be slowly eating away at the defenses and the units here for Team 1. And it looks like there might be just enough to deal with that facility. They're going to actually focus fire on that, dropping it into the yellow, dropping it very, very quickly. A couple of engineers trying to keep it alive, but that's not really going to happen anytime soon. And there it goes. And that is a naval victory. And in the southeast, Gaming Pie is defeated by Kot. And that is the first kill of the game. It will be now a 6v5 in favor of Team 1. And that does not help the front line. Team 2 was already down a player in that regard, and now they're down 2 players. In the well, it was 4v3. Now it's 4v2, but oh, Silent Bug's over here now. I was like, why do the numbers not add up? Okay, Silent Bug's over here now. That makes way more sense. And Silent Bug trying to get a PD online, but I guess that's not really gonna help. Probably needs to shoot with his gun on board his commander, because that's probably going to do more damage than a PD that has already been denied. We do see that Team 1's continuing to push the heavy shield upgrade online for Kot. He's gone for Aeon Sniper Tank. That's probably one of the reasons why he won that engagement. Nice grab there. Oof, that's going to hurt. So hopefully Team 2 can recover from this, because it is not looking good. Couple of loyalists are online. That definitely will help out for a little bit of time in dealing with the T1, couple of T2 forces, but still something to watch out for as the game progresses. Is if Team 2 can claw back some comm kills, at least one of them. I mean, again, they only down 1 before 20 minutes. That's not terrible, but especially with the eco situation at over 150 mass in favor, there's not a lot of good things happening here for Team 2, so if we're rooting for them, hopefully they can claw back, and if we're rooting for Team 1, well, they're looking pretty good so far. Northeastern corner, Team 2's Poopy Brain's position up here has been excised, and now he has to fall back to his, fallback position there. We do see in the southwest, we have a gunship online, and Kot will be forced back. It looks like Caliber has taken a lot of damage. T2PD going to help reinforce this position here for Kot and also for Zerbit. And we will see what ends up happening with that. I think he should be fine, though. He is taking some damage, but again, heavy shield, 25,000 hit points is a ton to deal with, and there is a flak, actually 2 flak cannons being built to cover the comms retreat. And Team 1 is going to continue to just take shot after shot. And Zerbit might actually be the new focus. 16,000 versus, again, over 20,000 if you include the shielding. And Zerbit might be the first kill of the game. Caliber gets back up into the green because of veterancy. And Dominic over here is also going to help fire a couple of shots into the chassis of the comm. And more restorers inbound, and that is going to be a kill for Team 2. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. 21 minutes most likely is going to be the actual time before the comm is actually killed off. We have some flak. Maybe it'll be enough. 17,000, 16,000. Ooh, no, it's not going to be enough. And Team 1 will lose their first player of the game at 20 minutes. I don't know why I zoomed out too far. That was a mistake there. Gunship's taken out. 2 more remain. Kot is receiving a lot of damage from the sky, but again, should be enough time to get back to base, at least near some AA at least. We do have the destroyers on land in the north now, wiping out essentially Chap's extra mexes here. His expansionary mexes. If the gunships, if the destroyers move in west, the T3 air facility for him will most likely be wiped out. And this is pretty early to lose T3 air tech for sure. Team 1 has 2 air players. Team 2 has only 1, so that will definitely help out in Team 2 getting air control, at least more under their control. We do see ASFs guarding the destroyers as we speak. Shots are raining in, not looking good for Team 1. We have even to the north Bone Doctor taking some shots. I don't know why they're not focusing more on Chap, but I guess they just want to carve the entire northern half of the players' bases away, while Team 1 is continuing to push their charge in the south. Team 2 uses the water advantage, which I didn't really expect Team 2 to use it as much as Team 1, but you know, that's just kind of how the game goes. Harbingers are inbound, and this should be enough. T3 air facility looks like it will survive. Destroyers are fleeing back to the water where they're safer, but I don't think they'll make it home. Well, at least all of them I don't think they'll make it home. But the Harbingers, again, they're not all powerful, and destroyers do have decent weapon systems on board. Again, they can't fire 180 degrees behind them, so as long as the Harbingers can stay in their blind spots, it should be fine. And EMPing does not help the destroyers. And I heard another explosion in the east. Team 1's Bone Doctor defeats Poopy Brain. Looks like Poopy Brain went for it and could not get the kill, so that is another kill for Team 1, dropping this game to a 5v4, still in Team 1's favor at 22 minutes. And that'll be the end of that. We do see those destroyers being shooed away into the water. And they're like, go away. No, not right now. No, go away. And in the south, still Team 1 is pushing. We have Caliber continuing to hold the line there, but we will see how long he can hold it by his lonesome. He does have some Percy's inbound to assist. Now, if they can get after that calm shielding and wipe out the hit points very quickly, that will be a nice little kill for him. Overcharge kills off a nice little Obsidian and a T1 unit. Restorers are inbound, and I feel like Team 1 should have learned their lesson by now. They do have some AA units nearby, but they're only T1s. The little thistles? Yeah, thistles. And Caught is taking lots of damage, actually, from some Percy's as well. And there's the shielding. It's down. And they're not going to go for the kill. They actually are going to get shoot away, which is actually interesting because they definitely could have killed that comm off. But they decided to fall back anyways. And it looks like even though the destroyers were pushed back closer to the water, the entire base for Bone Doctor is wiped out. He still has a couple of facilities up here to the north, but not much remaining for him. And the eco is still favoring Team 1 at almost 200 mass in their favor. So regardless of the losses that they're taking in the north, they're still doing very, very well on the eco, and then pushing back Team 2 in the south. Percy starting to be more of an annoyance for Team 1. Fat Boy has been started for Dominic. I did see that Colossus built to the north, so it definitely helped push back Team 2 in the south as well. Almost kind of surprised that it's not being sent northward. Looks like it's maybe going to go for Dominic to Coco's base. Now, actually, no, it's going to help out this line down here in the south. Restorers are inbound for Chaps, Calm, and tons of Team 1 AA trying to go after him. And a couple of gunships will be wiped out. Look at that line of Team 1 AA. Look at it. Look at it all. That's nuts. That's so much T1. I mean, if it works, it works. But that is a lot of Team 1 firepower. And this base here now under the control of Silent Bug is wiped out. And I would not be surprised if this army hits straight for that headquarters in the Navy and wiping out Naval Tech for Team 2. Transports have dropped off a couple of units from Silent Bug. They are bricks, and they're going to go after the remaining stuff for Bone Doctor. We do see some gunships inbound to intercept, and those gunships will win that fight. I don't think those bricks will do a whole lot if they do any. And a couple of Percy's will not be enough to stop the assault of Team 1's Team 1 AA charge, because why not? Deny air, and just deny air by using AA all day, every day. And Percy's wipe out another T2 Obsidian. And the engineers are just going to act as cannon fodder at this point. And it looks like Team 1 is going to stop their push for now due to the destroyers not being pumped out to defend that eastern approach. Shield Heavy now going on Sarge's comm, because why not? And one brick does make it through, does a tiny bit of damage, but not enough. And I think that T2 mechs will not live to tell the tale, but I don't think the destroyer will live to tell the tale either. There are some flak cannons nearby, but not enough, and both those destroyers are going to go the way of the Dodo Bird. 25 minutes on the clock. Team 1 at 5 plays left. Team 2 at 4. Team 1 at, again, almost 200 mass in their favor. Again, it's very, very close to that. It's probably 160. Well, actually, that's not that close. But 170, 180 as the numbers keep constantly changing. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, because why not at this point, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying nonetheless, of course, because I'm not perfect, as I am human and not in artificial intelligence. And not even an artificial intelligence is perfect, because, well, I guess it depends who programs it, right? Because an artificial intelligence could be flawed, so by definition. So yeah, I think that, you know, that actually might hold up. Colossus on the front line does have some support nearby, and that Fat Boy is nowhere near done yet, and it's just sitting there. And it's full HP now, so back up to 100%. Not a lot of Percy's. Definitely a missed opportunity there. There is a Monkey Lord, and guess where it's going? It's going to intercept that Colossus. And it looks like it's going for the construction of the FAF, where Ravager is going to be built to try to slow its approach. But that FAF warrior is not going to finish this base for Dominic DeCoco. Is not going to look good. And we have forces from Caliber moving in to intercept. That Monkey Lord needs to get there sooner rather than later. Looks like the target is go after the FAF warrior. Focus AA says helpful drawing. Restorers are called back from the front lines to assist Loyalists inbound from the side. And the FAF warrior is the focus. Ravagers are actually being ignored for the most part. And now it looks like the focus is going to be on the engineers preventing more construction of defenses. And the Monkey Lord closing in. And we have Restorers closing in as well. Again, Team 1 denies a denies a FAF warrior from being built. But how much mass are they going to use? We have Kant over here to the west getting close to his teammate's Colossus. The FAF warrior not in range with its laser as of yet. It might survive. See, it's 60 and falling. This is 20 and falling, so it's going to be very close. I don't think it will. I think no, it does not. Caliber coming with an overcharge wipes out a huge chunk of those hit points and saves that Monkey Lord's life. Second one is done very quickly right after that. For Silent Bug, is going to produce more of them all the time. Heavy Shield is done for Sarge. We have 2 Aeon Sniper Commanders, or it's more intelligence gathering, but you know, does have the capabilities, or almost capabilities to do. So second GC online, and we have Restorers inbound to intercept. Scout Nuke says, Poopy Brain, that's probably a definitely smart idea. Making sure Team 1 does not have any big, giant tricks up their sleeve. And now the Destroyer is targeting the base here for Sarge. He is the one sitting on double eco, or double base. Team 1 is now over 200 mass in their favor for generated per second. And we have Bone Doctor, Nano, and Gun online. Overcharges kills off a brick. The bricks are going to probably slowly focus on the comm once they come into range. Overcharge almost goes off another one. And Ilshis are going to try to do their most to deal with the remaining bricks. And there's a lot of Ilshis here. Bricks are not focusing the comm, focusing the Ilshis. And we'll see if that buys Bone Doctor enough time to survive. And it looks like the bricks are not going to continue to push the issue, and they are going to fall back. Caught going for sensor package, getting rid of his speed upgrade. He is sitting at 5-star veterancy, so he can survive some shots. The Monkey Lord, I was going to say, with the least amount of hit points should be targeted first, and that is targeted. Sorry, Monkey Lord, didn't mean to jinx you there. A little bit of crash damage will kill off a couple of units. Nearby actually kills off maybe an engineer, and that's about it. And there goes that Colossus. The base here for Dominic DeCoco is dead, and somehow that Colossus makes it a couple more feet closer to Team 1's base. We have some units waiting to be dropped off for Silent Bug, and it looks like they're going to move in to maybe drop up here. T2 12 bombers are inbound, going up to the cruisers to deal with the AA presence there. There goes one cruiser. The Destroyer is still pushing in. There is an Otham, and T3 mexes are being wiped out. Team 1's eco still in the lead. 300 mass in their favor. And I think Team 2 generally is doing better on land. In some areas they're not doing great. But in the main section of the map, I think they're doing better than Team 1. And we have no big ticket items yet. Mass Fab Farm. Not a lot of air from Team 1. Just a couple of T3 air facilities. I mean, that's including the T3 headquarters, and we have one here. We have mass fab farms. It looks like Team 1's going full eco. Team 2, I mean, a little bit bigger of an air grid, but not a lot of focus on air in this game. We had one strap bomber that I saw that actually did some work, and a couple of restorers that did get a kill. So there is that, but we will actually no, the restorers helped. I think the restorers helped with that kill. They almost got the second kill, but he got away. Maybe an Omni on the front line. I feel like that'd be very ambitious, considering there are some Pershys literally on its doorstep, just kind of saying hi, and they can see it. They're almost in range. And I heard an explosion somewhere. It sounded like a Monkey Lord dying. It did, and that Colossus comes and snipes it. And the bricks might as well just go into the water and hide for now. GC moving in to intercept, and that's not really going to work out for Team 2. Still more bombers being thrown to deal with all of the cruisers to the north. Sarge completes another GC. That's number 3 online for him. And that's, I think, number 4 that he's built in total. GC commented by Pi. And yeah, there's one right there. He's kind of just hanging out. Bricks are going to go into the water and can't be targeted by the Colossus's eye weapon. Omni online for helpful. Still no T3 tech, but I highly doubt we'll see T3 tech in Navy. It is a lot of mass to sink into that. Doesn't have a huge influence on the map, but it could help out at least with the aircraft, maybe, for producing some air on board the aircraft carriers that can be produced. Fat Boy is done, and Laser is done. Caliber has no cloaking. Ooh, that is very bold of him to not have any cloaking online. And Team 1 is now aware of the laser, which means Omni is online, actually, so there is that. But he's not in range yet. Needs to get into the Chevy Crimson line there to be seen once he goes for cloaking. If he goes for cloaking at this point, he's half-stepped there, or half the way there for teleportation, telemaser nonsense, so might want to go for that, and that could wipe out a base or two. I mean, it could wipe out this base entirely. Maybe even snipe one, maybe two players. We have a chap down here surrounded by some T2 tanks there. Yeah, everybody else on Team 1 is targetable, so they're not like sitting in the water or anything. Colossus moving into the east from Sarge moving in. And Nano, he is going to go for cloaking. If you're going to go for Nano, you might as well just go for cloaking and call it a day. You already have the laser on board. We have some UEF and Cybern assistance in that regard. And he does have some nice little suits there online. Actually, that is Team 2. No, sorry, Team 1, not Team 2. And that's the vision that he can get from the middle of the map. He sees what the comm is. He knows exactly where it is. And so do his teammates. Nano is done. Are you going to go for it? Rep up to full HP first, I would imagine. And the Fat Boy is slowly pushing back the multiple GCs from Team 1. And Cot is pushing in. We have advanced range and shield on board, but again, not as powerful as he once was in terms of direct shots, just because he's got rid of his speed upgrade. We have Bricks in the water. They're probably going to go after this base. Another Omni sensor over here to the west. That'd be a nice target to take out. And that radar system was wiped out. Again, it's very front line, so I would imagine that it would be very, very long lasting. We have some Hovertech units inbound from Bone Doctor. Those Yenzine moving in to force back the little group of forces from Team 2. Fast Police says AFK. Dad, he's going for artillery piece. He's in the green. And he's going to finish that here very shortly. So we will see what he targets. I would assume the air grid would be a nice target. And really nothing big else would be a good target to go after. Lots of mass being donated over from Makula just to help finish the emissary's construction. 99% and climbing. Actually, sorry, that's 98%. It was 97. Now it's 99. Now it's 100. And the Yenzine in the thick of it with the Salem Witch Trial destroyers. And at this point, yeah, those Yenzine are not going to be enough. And Colossi being just bombarded by destroyer shots from the water. Kind of not effective to go anywhere near the water at this point. He has to stay away from it. And Fat Boy looks like it's going to be a little bit of a sandwich between the destroyers and the Fat Boy. Oh, that's funny. You don't see that every day. And look, Caliber went over to the west with his Brick Force. And gets shot by some Team 1 and T2 PD. That's never fun. Again, he's now at 21,000 mass skill. He doesn't have teleportation, but he does have nano, so he can regen at 108 per second. Which is a lot to regen per second. Again, Seraphim can regen faster, but there is a Galactic Colossus inbound. And oh, I wonder if he sees it. He does seize it. And he is getting the heck out of dodge for sure. And it looks like one of the GCs has been defeated just barely moments ago. Fat Boy in full retreat. And we have destroyers pushing back on the Galactic Colossus. That's something we don't see every day. Second, Fat Boy is online. Mega is online. And artillery also is online. It's probably targeting the air grid, I would surmise. Shots not going after... I thought that was a Paragon for a second. Shots not going after the air grid? I thought they would be. I feel like that's kind of... weird. And Caliber is defeated by Katja's Colossus there. That's unfortunate. Does not make it home. That is another kill for Team 1, dropping this game to a 5v3 in favor of, well, Team 1. And shot way off the map into the null void, into the void ocean there. And that Colossus will die. There it goes. And we have a We have a brick shooting at units being dragged by the Colossus. That's, again, something you never really see during the game. Just a unit helping another unit on the opposite team kill off fellow comrades. That's not really common, but it does happen from time to time. And again, it's only because of the vacuum arms on board the GC. GC online for Dominic as well with 2 Fat Boys. Lots of T1 AA that will slowly be eaten away by the Fat Boy secondary fire weapons. Again, something better than nothing if they have them on board, the Gatling cannons. And Fat Boy should probably... Yep, there they go. They're like, nope, we're going home now. See you, bye. Looks like the air grid is targeted. Shields are down. Not looking good for helpful drawings. Air grid. Ooh, doesn't have a lot of power in reserve. Oh, that's going to be a nice shot. Wipes out the T3 air headquarters. Very, very nicely placed there from Team 1. Can I get a T2 transport? This is Bone Doctor. And air grid has been expanded upon. Air grid has been not expanded upon still. Oh, a little bit, but it's more mass fab forms. Team 1, 1.4, 1.5 almost. Team 2, not even 1,000. So 500 mass roughly in favor for Team 1. That is a lot of mass to be ahead. Air is dead in the water, and yeah, that's definitely true. Hyde, says Zerby. Talking to Sarge. We need to win land, or GG, says Caliber. Yeah, it's actually straight up. Yeah, they need to win land, and that's it. Mega over here to the east, waiting to be given orders. It looks like more and more Loyalists are being produced. Not as many missiles as I expected in this game. With, what was it, two Seraph for Team 1, and then 3 UEF. 5 players having TAC missile capable on board their comm, and none of them build it. So that's unfortunate. We have bricks. I think they just sniped a Monkey Lord, or the Monkey Lord was sniped, and now those bricks are wishing they weren't on land now. ASFs are inbound, but I feel like that's way too late. And they will wipe out the gunships. We'll save some of the bricks, but not all of them. Very unfortunate, but it does happen. And we have GC versus GC fight, but that GC from Team 2 is definitely going to win that fight. And Mega can't even shoot the GC because behind a little mountain there kind of hanging out. And that GC will survive for sure. We have another GC inbound from the west. We have caught in the water. We have Sarge retreating back to base. We have a second artillery piece online, just newly built for Team 1. And that base for Team 2's air player is not going to be very, very great here in a moment. Shields are going to collapse with the double artillery pieces. And that'll be the end of the air grid entirely. Second GC engagement. And this one from Team 1 will also die before the one for Team 2. There's just so much additional firepower from the Fat Boys that it does matter, but doesn't really matter. This thing is still in the yellow. 2-star efficiency on board. And the land is being won as we speak. If Team 2 can keep some of their ASFs online, maybe they can halt any sort of advantage that Team 1's going to gain from some air. And we have some bricks just launching raids to the southwest, mainly actually the west. Filling off some T3 pigeons. Just don't stand next to the thing. I feel like, ooh. Oh no. Oh, they didn't all die. That's right, because they have more than... I was like, wait, they have more than 6,000 HP. So... but they did take a lot of damage unnecessarily, so there is that. T3 mechs is being wiped out. The Colossus will intercept them, especially if they stop moving, and that's 27 mass a second that Sarge is losing out on. It's now 1.3 to 1,000, still in the lead for Team 1, but not as bad as it once was. And the land engagement might, I don't know if it's be enough. Colossus almost done. If they can prevent its construction, that would help out a ton. And it looks like, oh, transport wipes out a Rambo comm that was about to land in front of Team 2's forces. Hashtag don't put your air units near a lot of AA. Hashtag don't do that. And Colossus, oh, it's target the end. There it is. Target the engineers first. I can't hit all of them. It's going to wipe out some of them. It's close to being done, but he's like, well, I'll just take the victory and kill off the Colossus anyways. Then the 2 artillery pieces for Team 1's Sergeant AFK Dad are now essentially out of range, or the units are actually close enough to where the gun can actually fire. The air grid, actually not as bad as I thought it was. Where is the next target of Team 1's aggression for artillery? There's really not a whole lot online for Team 2. Very spread out. Looks like they're just targeting mexes at this point. And where did those bricks die? Those bricks did die. Okay, there's 2 GCs on defense. There's a Megalith and a Colossus. This one is at 5-star vet. And the base here for Cot is essentially gone. Doesn't he have enough power to run that? Ooh, yeah, not doing good on that power, that's for sure. And that is going to not be a good situation for him to be in. GCs have to engage Team 2's forces. This essentially might be the last stand. They need that 3rd GC to come online sooner rather than later. The Megalith needs to fall back immediately. And that GC needs to engage. You need to focus one unit first, then the other one. Oh, no, it's turning around. You might as well just shoot. Might as well just shoot and be done with it. The GCs will target the other one to the west. The one that's been pestering them for a long time. First GC is now dead. Second GC. Don't focus the other units. Focus the experimental. Second one is almost dead. Crash damage kills off a lot of those bricks. Third GC. That should be enough to nail this one into its grave. And maybe not. Oh, actually, if it gets away, it will not be enough. Oh, and wow, those GCs are being built very quickly. Holy crap. Oh, they need to go and take out those engineers. And Fat Boy Fire raining in on the engineer's position. The Colossus may or may not finish. The T3 stationary artillery is going to be killed off by T4 mobile experimental factories. And they are producing some units on board. One Percy would love to see maybe some AA, some parachutes, or something. A column of Sergeant acting as a distraction almost. Loyalists need to engage the P-Gens and kill off the artillery, but the GC finishes. Team 1 bombers overhead going to kill off some damage, but the Colossus engages the comm to the west. Does the comm have enough overcharge to kill off the GC? It kills off a chunk, but not enough, and there he goes. It's been a while since Team 2 scored a kill, but there is their second kill of the game. The emissaries are now essentially down. There they go. And it looks like land might have been the way for Team 2 to come back and win this game. Land and Navy. Land and a little bit of Navy. We have attack in the east. We have a Ythotha online. Lots of Loyalists. Nano. Is that advanced? No, that's advanced Nano online and advanced region as well. Sorry, advanced AoE region, I should say. The OR region. Anyway, the attack in the east looks like it stops, but they're focusing on the chicken. Had these been bricks instead of Loyalists, it might have been enough. But the Filter's going to go out and kill off a couple of destroyers. Will it get enough efficiency? It does! To survive just a little bit longer. Oh, 8,000 hit points and falling. Oh, and that's going to be a win for sure for Team 1. But in the west, another GC engagement. This one is still alive. Jeez, that's what, 5th GC dead? And the base here for Chap is not looking good. We have another Crab inbound. Another Fat Boy inbound. And this attack in the east has to progress very, very quickly for Team 1. And Chap control Ks. He's like, nope, actually, no. Looks like a transport. Oh, no, that could have been just a control K. Fat Boy wiped out by Corsair fire. That took a long time to materialize. I feel like Corsair's going to have been brought up a while ago, but they're not targeting the other Fat Boy. That's an unfortunate thing. The shield is down on this Fat Boy. And the base here for Chap now transferred over to Makula. It's a 3v3 tied up game. The attack column line in the east is getting closer to that naval headquarters for Team 2's Silent Bug. T2 artillery has been built up, but not enough. Oh, maybe enough. The miasma might be enough to kill this Fat Boy off. If it gets a couple more shots off, it could be at least a little bit of a slowing down for Team 2's attack. But there's another Fat Boy soon inbound, so that might be enough. Colossus going to kill off another SACU there. It's still alive, 155,000 mass killed and climbing. There is a Megalith built by Makula, but this is a lot of dead stuff for Team 1. It's going to take a while for Team 1 to recover from that. And in the east, the Ythotha is leading the attack back up into the yellow, 35,000 hit points. There's a Megalith inbound. Silent Bugs. Is this Silent Bugs' original base, or is it this one? I think it's this. No, this is Poopy Brain's base. This is Silent Bugs' base. But it doesn't matter. It all belongs to him now at this point. Megalith v. Megalith fight. The hero GC is dead for Team 2. It is unfortunate. Megalith is down here shortly. And Megalith is not targeting the Megalith. This Fat Boy is, though. We have Destroyers inbound because why not? And there goes the land battle. Team 1 trying to get as many defenses on them. Please speed game up, says Caliber. Looks like there's some issues with the connection, most likely. I will split things because it looks like things are starting to get closer to the end. The ore regen keeping some of the units alive, but he's now out of range of his experiment spot. I'm looking at the same thing twice, very confused with what the heck was going on. G's, not GCs, but Megas are down. And SACUs are slowly falling. Megalith needs to keep moving. There's a lot of T2 artillery that they need to wipe out. And it looks like Bone Doctor loses his chicken. And he's going to go for the, I would assume, overcharge on the Megalith to maybe kill it off. Needs to be careful. There's a tiny bit of AoE from the Ion Storm that could hit him, but not for a lot of damage. Megalith is probably going to die to the Calm. Again, 270 hit points a second regen is a lot. And there he goes. Megalith is inbound. Not Megalith, but Monkey Lord is inbound. And that will be the end of the Calm here for Team 1's Bone Doctor. He did a very good counterattack on the Eastern Front, but not enough. And there he goes. And I think at that point I can end the split and focus right back. Move this thing out of the way. Geez, that is in the way. And the Fat Boy is pushing in. The main target is going to be the mass fab farming to the northwest. Once that's wiped out, that's most of Team 1's eco at this point. We still have tiny little pockets of resistance from Caught in the southwest, but not a lot to really mount a comeback. SACU is just stacking up, waiting for death. There's one. And looks like the Pigeons are now being targeted, wiping out the power, and of course getting some nice volatile explosions. But Makula wipes out one of them. And the second one probably will be wiped out here shortly. And more power is gone. The Fat Boy's taking a lot of damage. Here comes Makula with his overcharge. Kills off the Fat Boy. I think some assistance from his artillery pieces. But there's Makula. He gets killed off by the crab. Everything up here blows up. And that is gonna be it. Essentially, Team 1's Caught is the last remaining player for Team 1. And there he goes, killed off by some, what, actually bricks it looks like is what killed him off. But that is the game here, folks. 48 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock. Team 2 wins the game. It was surprising because it looked very not good for Team 2 for a while. But that one land push just kept going and going and going and going, and then they won with it. So, hey, don't count your chickens before they hatch. And don't worry, because unless the fat lady sings, the game is not over. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. MVP, I do think a lot of the shift in momentum came from Silent Bug, and partly a little bit from the Navy, but I think him going for those experimentals, pushing back. The Fat Boys helped out a lot as well. But having the Navy plus those experimentals definitely propelled Team 2 forward, and then it was just push, dead. So thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And as always, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will see all of you in the next one.